In a world in crisis, can three idiots find hope in the darkest of places? Will love conquer all, or will hate win out in the end? This is a show called Hate.
Hello and welcome to a show called Hate. Hello, yes.
Hello.
Just poke myself in the eye.
Yeah, just, oh, great, okay, fine.
Keep it in the final edit.
Hello and welcome to a show called Hate, a podcast in which we explore love, hate, and everything in between, in search of greater meaning and perhaps a little perspective. I'm John.
I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
Oh, and it's episode 19.
Oh my.
Double figures.
We're nearly hitting our 20s.
It's very exciting.
In terms of the podcast.
Yes.
Not in real life. I've gone beyond that.
If we'd managed to stick to our one-a-week schedule, which we did,
Where would we be now?
we'd be like episode 22.
Well, if we'd done it from the start, we'd probably be on even more than that.
Oh, yeah, we'd be over like 200.
If we'd started in 2013, what number would we be on
52 times 5, roughly.
156.
Sweet.
Thank
That's
you.
times 3.
Yeah.
Times 5, I said.
You said start in 2013.
That's 5 years ago.
Yeah, but
5 times
but
50.
yeah.
I didn't question it.
Yeah.
I don't understand maths, but I think you are wrong, John.
52 times 3.
Is 156. Thank you. I'm correct.
You're correct about 52 times 3. That's not what we need.
2013 was 5 years ago.
Choose to
It's
ignore
often
that
been
part.
said that I live in the past.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to episode 19. I'm your new presenter.
Yeah.
How we doing?
So what's this show all about?
How are we?
Tell
doing?
us, John. Tell us about the
Well,
format.
I'm glad you asked.
Come
Nick.
on, John.
I'm glad you asked, Nick or Chris. Well, the format of this show is very simple. Every week, we each bring a topic of love and hate to the table for discussion, and we decide whether it is worthy of the respective emotion.
Oh, that's right. Now I remember.
Is that jogged your memory?
That's jogged
Jogged
my
your
memory.
You can also join in at home on our very successful Facebook group.
It's massive.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Twitter then, which would have been ironic.
No, we very swiftly learnt our lesson and jumped onto Facebook just as the world
jumped off.
Yeah, just as it's about to implode.
But join us next week on Mastodon, the new leading social media platform, or Bebo. Do you remember Bebo?
Yeah, I
Wasn't
do
that-
remember.
wasn't that a
Wasn't that a
thing?
dating app?
I don't know. I was never actually on it.
No, neither was I.
I know
I
the
had a
name
MySpace.
Bebo, but I don't know what it did.
Well, be sure to log into Google Plus
Yeah,
and
log
join
in.
our
Yeah,
circle.
Google Hangout.
Yeah.
What?
Be my friend on MySpace.
Is Google Plus still limping on?
I think it is, yeah.
I think it is because you've got to register your business address there now.
Oh.
I think that's how they get you.
That's how they get.
I've had some dealings with the Google business team
Yeah?
for our business,
Oh, I didn't even know that.
which is comedy.
Oh, that's excellent.
Very good.
That's excellent.
But generally, I guess we should do a bit of kind of like housekeeping. How are we? How's
That's
life?
the housekeeping. He doesn't
Everyone.
actually care. That's just the housekeeping.
It's more of a duty rather than a pleasure.
It's an obligation.
All right. Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Great.
Average, I would say.
Wearing a fine hat.
Thank you.
I would say
I thought so.
it's kind of like a flat cap, but it's also very flattened,
Thank you. Yes.
like super flattened. Like
Well, it's a denim.
just his
It's a
head.
denim flat cap
oh,
made of denim,
it's a very
which is traditional jeans material.
indeed. Yes, and you would not normally see that.
You would not see it in a
No.
hat. It took me 3 pairs of trousers to make,
and they weren't mine.
and then yeah,
You're looking at the work of 7 buttocks.
Yeah.
here.
I've lost my usual hat.
Oh my.
It's a very interesting story. I won't go into it in too much detail, but I've lost it and I don't know where it is.
Oh.
So I'm wearing this one.
Oh.
It's a good story, isn't it?
That's a great story. Tell it again.
Did you have it when
Tell
we
it again,
went
but
to
better.
the pub?
Sorry.
Did you have it when we went to the pub the other day?
Was I wearing a hat?
Yes, that's my question.
I don't remember.
I don't think I was wearing a hat the other day.
I don't think you were.
No. Well, I wasn't.
No.
No.
Let's
Do you
not
mean-
sit around
were you
here
looking-
talking about
Yeah.
who was and wasn't wearing a hat.
Oh yeah, I'm
That's
sure
a good game, though.
For all the people at home know, I'm not wearing a hat.
Oh.
Remember, this is an audio experience.
Yeah.
We
They'll
could
be on the
lying.
bus, and there might be someone on the bus in front of you wearing a hat, But that is probably not me.
It helps for the listeners to imagine us as we currently are.
Oh, I see.
So you telling everyone that you're in a hat helps the.
Okay.
Helps paint a picture.
I'm wearing a hat and a hoodie and grey.
No trousers.
No trousers. No,
No
black
trousers.
black jeans and Chewbacca socks.
Nice.
There you go.
Ooh. And you were just discussing a lightsaber purchase.
I purchased a replica lightsaber hilt,
I see.
which will be arriving at my house tomorrow.
Wow. And how do you intend to keep it away from your dog?
Well, that's a good question, John.
I'm glad
I'll
you
come
asked.
back to you on that one.
That'll be the most appealing metallic bone.
Yeah, it probably
She
would
has
be.
ever
No,
seen.
I'm going to put it in my lovely glass display cabinet
Oh.
full of old Star Wars shit.
Kind of just thinking about hats on a slightly unrelated note. I have recently started a new job and I am cycling to work every morning.
Are you a milliner?
That's a great segue.
Do you make hats?
I do not make hats. Shit. I'm very sorry. But
Fuck!
But I
That
am
would have solved a
using-
lot of your problems if you did make hats.
Yeah, it's
that's
funny,
true.
isn't it? Yeah. Might run out of fabric to make any hats for my clientele.
What's your profit margin? Razor thin.
The point being is, I have a helmet for my head
only thing that
when
fits.
when I'm cycling, and
Does that?
it is large, and
I saw that
Is
the
it
other day.
like-
I put my washing in it because I thought it was a wash.
oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh,
It's
a punch bowl, wasn't it?
I practice my skating in it.
Ah,
It's
yeah,
a-
did some Olivers.
little bowl. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
No, I feel rather. I feel self-conscious being a grown man on a bike because I get the impression that people can tell I've not properly rode a bike,
Read the bike manual.
rode a bike in like 20 years or so. I feel they can sense that weakness.
You know, they can smell your fear.
But you haven't
and-
crashed it yet.
No, I did fall off it while stationary the other day, but in my defence, I was on.
Well, you didn't have the you didn't have the stabilizers on that day.
In my defence, I was on a 45-degree incline when it happened. So
Oh, I would have enjoyed seeing that. I
yeah,
think.
I recovered quickly.
Good.
Did you film it? Did you have your GoPro on?
You know, I did, Nick. Actually, yeah. No.
Oh, share us with that with.
Yeah, I will do. Yeah, I'll
We'll put it to the Benny Hill theme tune. That'll be good.
check out my MySpace later. It'll be
Yeah.
up there.
Cool.
Grand,
Your Mastodon
yeah.
profile.
Come find me on Mastodon. It'll be great.
It's like a social media platform now that we've said it 3
no,
times.
it is.
Oh, it
What?
is.
Really?
No, it
I've
is. It's a
never,
thing.
I've
Yeah,
never
no.
heard of it.
No, I didn't make that up.
What? Really?
Yeah, they were trying to be the Facebook. Well, I don't want to say a Facebook killer, more like a gentle murder.
There was this thing. I didn't know it was called
Manslaughter
Mastodon.
of
Yeah,
Facebook.
it wasn't even like. It was more like assisted suicide. They were like, "Hey, just come on over. It's nice."
I've never
it
heard
dead
of
now?
that.
It's still there, but again,
cares?
unless people make the jump, they're not gonna.
I thought you were making a funny joke, John.
No,
I
it's
thought
true.
you were as well.
No.
Oh, well,
Doesn't
that's,
really-
that's very disappointing.
doesn't really bode well for Mastodon and their branding if they're like, you thought it was a joke.
Why
Yeah,
Mastodon?
why
Because
Mastodon?
it's a cute little elephant.
It's not.
it?
The
Mastodon's
was like
a huge woolly
colossal
mammoth
Ice
thing.
Age one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's nothing cute about that.
Yeah.
I suppose from perspective.
Yeah, I guess
If
it's-
I were a giant, it might look cute.
Yeah, true.
But I'm slightly less than normal sized. So to me, they look like bloody big elephants that will trample me. But I digress.
I was
I
gonna
think we
say-
all do.
Yeah.
yeah. We finished yet?
Who's got a hate?
I've got hate.
Oh,
Give us a hate.
So I hate it when people tell you to try a food. Like,
Mentally
hey,
scanning. Have I done this recently?
No,
I've got no faith
This is-
in this format anymore. Now that one of us at least
this
has
is
forgotten
not
what we said
a
before.
passive. Oh, you think someone may have said this?
No,
one?
no, no.
Oh,
No.
We're just-
He's picked up a wrong.
He's doing another funny joke.
No, he's picked up a wrong end of the stick. I was thinking, being an
Had
overbearing
you done
ass,
this?
have I forced food on you?
No, this is not a passive aggressive
Oh,
attack
sorry,
on you,
I
John.
did get the
That's-
wrong end of
that's
the
fine.
stick.
You did, yes.
We're all talking over each other now.
What?
That's
Sorry.
right. This is my hate. This is
Sorry,
my
go
time.
on,
This
carry
is
on.
my time to
Carry
shine.
on. Anyway,
Give
have
this
you tried-
ivory white man a platform.
I need to air
have you
my
tried one of my
grievances.
white chocolate bonbons?
You're talking over me again. Yeah, I am all for trying new things. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, no.
I love it. I love a new experience, potentially a new taste sensation. I'm up for it. I'm up for it.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely.
But sometimes I might just not want to. Sometimes it may look like someone has like snotted onto a plate, and they're like, no, try it. And no is never good enough, is it? Because you go no, and they'll go, well, you should try new things though. You should always try. This hasn't happened recently.
hurt you?
Yeah.
When did this
this happen?
happen?
This is ingrained in you.
I
Did
think
you
this
eat
did
everything?
happen. I know.
I know, like you. I've never seen you turn down food. So
I have. There's been a handful of times, and I feel like only a handful. And I think this counts against me as well because there's this idea that I'm the kind of guy who eats everything, And so, yeah, Nick will try it. Nick will try this. Like, I was once made to do a shot of cider vinegar because someone told me that it was something else. But it's like, no, it's really, really good. And then I did that, and now I've been burned.
But was
That was a dare. Well, no, it was a prank.
That's my point. Oh, it was a prank. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like, I want to look really cool, so I'm going to take a shot of...
No.
Cause
I didn't think it was cider vinegar.
The one thing we can all be clear on, it is always cool
Oh,
to just
yeah.
take shots.
Especially a vinegar.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or like a shot of mustard or crisps. But,
John's referencing the time I did it. Or are you?
what, you did shot of
which
vinegar?
one?
No, I once had a sachet of vinegar drinking competition in Burger King.
Oh, God, no.
I don't know if
to
you...
get
Oh,
through as many as you could.
get through as many as you can in a minute.
How many did you get
You
through?
know, it was awful. I can't remember. It's about 8, I think.
Wow, that's
in a minute.
impressive. I don't know how many would be in a shot glass. I reckon about 6.
Depends on the shot glass.
So I haven't done as well as you there.
But yeah.
But
But,
no,
no, but they
I was-
one shot.
I was told that it was a really unique tasting wine and that I should try it. And everyone else had tried it. And I was at a party and I was already a bit drunk. And they were like, hey, will you try it? And I was like, I don't really want to be honest. And they were like, no, you should totally try it. I was like, okay then. Such humour. Because Nick drank the vinegar.
Yeah.
Nick drank the vinegar.
What is
But
cider vinegar?
that's not the root of this. This is
Oh.
just a general hate.
Is cider vinegar alcoholic?
No.
Okay, fine.
Because vinegar is ethanoic acid.
That's right.
Oh.
I knew
So, and alcohol is ethanol. So it's like a...
They clash.
No, it's like you treat the alcohol in a way where it undergoes a chemical reaction and becomes...
I understand.
The
So
vinegar.
is cider vinegar had that reaction done to cider?
Yes, I believe
Gotcha.
so.
Right.
Gotcha.
Did sorry, I know I'm hijacking your hate to talk about vinegar,
I think we're all doing it.
but
Fuck you all.
do you remember like newspapers?
Got onto vinegar now.
Yes.
It's not about vinegar. I love vinegar.
Certain trashy newspapers often used to have like little adverts on the back page, and it was like the wonders of vinegar. You get like a full page ad, and it would say,
What?
"No, I swear I used to see this," and like you could send off like pay some ridiculous amount of money for a book on all the wonderful things you could do with
vinegar.
cider vinegar.
Cool.
And-
I remember one of the things you could do with it is soak your conkers, so your
Oh,
conkers
yeah.
got harder when it was conker season to smash other people's conkers.
Did it ever work?
I don't know. I did it,
Yeah.
but who knows whether that conker would have been as or less successful had I not done it. I don't. There's no way of knowing.
Did you ever bake your conkers?
But you have to be
got to.
really careful.
Oh, you
with
got
that,
to.
because
Did it work?
they'd crack. Yeah,
You had to cook them for a certain, very specific amount of time.
on a super low temperature.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I
Slow
remember
bake.
I wrote off some really good conkers because they cracked because I did it too hard and
Nightmare.
fast. Too hard and fast.
I disagree with Nick's hate. I love vinegar.
No!
Oh,
no!
yes, no!
No!
Oh, that's right.
I love this show.
Once upon a time, before you expanded your
Vinegar.
I used to have
portfolio.
vinegar on everything.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Oh,
you used
really?
to make a
Yeah,
meal out of like
everything.
it was like half.
Like a sandwich.
Like spag bowl and things like that.
Really?
Yeah.
You have like half gravy and a lot of gravy on a plate,
And vinegar.
and then vinegar. You used to have like an industrial, like the kind of thing a cafe would keep in the back
Yeah.
to top up the bottles on the table.
Oh my
You used to have one of those next to him.
I did. I don't have vinegar anymore on anything.
Is
I just
there,
cut it out. I just went, I've probably had too much vinegar now.
You got sick of it. Is there any long-term health consequences of imbibing that much vinegar?
We'll find out.
As a consequence, you are now immortal. You
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
preserved.
You haven't
I can
aged.
see through time.
You're so well preserved.
Yeah.
I think I read something the other day, or saw something the other day about how a lot of fish and chip shops don't use proper vinegar because it's like it would be more expensive, so they use like a kind of scientifically made version. Like
What's proper? You're suggesting that it's almost organic?
as in like the
or-
vinegar process comes from like you've made bad wine or something, and you've let the wine go off, and it becomes vinegar.
But
And-
there's malt vinegar.
yeah, which
It's the same principle.
Oh, I don't understand malts either. That's like a weird little thing in its own right.
Yeah.
But it's like you could just take, say, ethanoic acid and dilute it or treat it in a way where it's almost indistinguishable.
So it's like science vinegar.
It probably wouldn't taste as nice.
No.
But I heard like a fish and chip shop gave a woman like serious burns because they
really?
gave her the undiluted stuff.
The thing is, who's supplying that to chip shops?
Big vinegar. Yeah.
We are big vinegar.
Global vinegar. Yeah.
It comes
Follow
in
us on
one-
Twitter.
Comes in one super dense tablet.
Yeah. Anyway, what was your hate?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Something about food.
People forcing you to try food.
And when has that happened?
I think what reminded me of this is Ali did it recently.
Oh
no.
And it's never really that I don't like. I just didn't fancy it. Like it didn't look particularly. I can't remember what it was.
Okay.
But it was just like, why don't you try it? I was like, no, I'm all right. She's like, no, but why don't you try it though?
Try it.
I'm like, yeah, well, no, I'm all right though. She's like, well, why don't you though? You should try new things. I'm like, well, yeah, but I don't want to. Like, is that not valid?
That's the turning point. That's
In the marriage.
No. Oh dear. No, that's a bit where I find it very amusing when it goes somewhere. I'll go and try it. No, why?
Yeah.
That's
It
what
turns,
it
into, it
becomes.
turns into a line of questioning.
And it's like, it's only a thing because the person trying to make me try just
Yeah.
keeps trying. Like, they made it a thing, not me. I just said no. I've been consistent the whole time.
Are there foods you genuinely don't like? Are there foods that like turn your stomach?
Are you saying this because you think I don't have any?
No. I more like a kind of round. Because I have this problem where if people ask me like, "What's your favourite food?" I genuinely can't.
Yeah,
answer.
I don't know I could answer that.
I similarly, if you say,
yeah.
"What's your worst food?" or like, "What's the
I
thing you
know
absolutely
I
hate?"
hate broad beans.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
So they're the ones where they don't come in like a pod. They're like
No, they're like they look like a kidney bean, but they're bigger and they're that pale green, that really weird green that doesn't look like a natural green at all.
Yeah,
like
it's
a
like
minty
sickly
sort of
green,
green.
yeah.
Sickly green. Yeah.
Because Lucy hates mint. Like has like a violent.
I
kind of,
quite
like,
dislike mint,
"Ugh,"
actually.
Yeah, Liz
kind of
doesn't like mint.
reaction. Yeah. Do you still eat mint sauce?
Just straight out the packet.
I used
Yeah,
to do
yeah,
that.
I used to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a condiment.
I know.
It's Condimental.
That's the title of the episode.
Oh,
There
God,
you go.
yeah.
No, I certainly at uni, I once had no food in the house, so I just ate a pot of mint sauce. The whole thing at university.
And that's
Pot is
Mint
how
vinegar,
big?
isn't it?
Like a bowl? Like.
Well, I'm signifying it's about 3 inches
Yeah,
high.
I can
and
tell
then-
you,
yeah.
listeners, it is disgusting.
Yeah, it was rank. But I used to be, as a kid, a very fussy eater. I would only eat Asda fish cakes.
Only as the fish.
To the extent that my family went to Tesco and then put them in the Asda fish cake bag, so I thought that's what I was eating.
As a kid, I was obsessed with like Mr. Kipling's apple pies, like the little ones, which are amazing. And I think one time, my parents picked up the wrong type. They picked up like an apple pie with custard in it.
Oh,
and if
I
you
love
told
those.
that to me nowadays, I'd be like, "That sounds amazing."
That does sound good.
Yeah, they're really good.
We should
Apparently
go
they
get
get-
one of those.
But apparently they snuck it in without me thinking, and I just ate it absolutely fine. Then afterwards they were like, "Confession time, we gave you a different apple pie." And I was like, I feel so betrayed. And then next time, but they were like, "But you liked it." I was like, "That's not the point." Like, and, then,
you lied to me.
and then when it came to me
They
again,
were trying to make you to try new things. You see, that's what they were doing.
You were tricked.
but the next time I didn't like it because I knew.
Yeah.
Like once it was out in the
Funny,
open,
isn't
yeah.
I feel bad about all the foods I missed out on as a kid now, though, because I eat most things now.
Yeah.
I don't like mushrooms particularly,
Really?
but I'll eat them if they're in a bolognese or something. I'll eat them.
Well, you mean like if it was in like a fry up, you wouldn't like those?
Yeah, I
kind
would
of-
avoid that.
No.
And
My
tomatoes,
brother-
I guess the same.
My brother can't stand nuts of any species.
Is it because he like goes into anaphylactic shock and dies?
Well, yeah, but I don't see why that's a big
But no, he just doesn't like
Yeah,
the
but
flavour.
flavour and texture. He doesn't like anything about them at all, and I just find that so odd because they seem such a basic,
seem
savoury
quite inoffensive
yeah,
nuts.
it's like not liking bread.
I'm really struggling.
Peanut and peanut butter really turns his stomach. He'll just throw up on me.
I like peanut butter.
I love
I
it.
don't-
I could eat that out of a tub.
Yeah. Oh, and how?
And how?
I have a love-hate relationship with peanut butter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I will definitely eat it if it's there. And every time I do, I'm like, that's all right.
Yeah.
But then if it was an option, I'd be like, I'm not gonna.
Hey,
not gonna
try it,
pursue
John. Why don't you try it?
Why
Why don't
won't
you try
you- why
new things,
won't you
John? Hey,
try
try it.
it,
Hey, why don't you
John?
try
I
it,
just,
John?
I just don't feel like it.
Try it, John.
Why?
What's your problem,
And everyone in the room just puts down their fork and looks at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
At the banquet.
your fucking problem?
Where do you stand on Marmite or Vegemite for our Australian listeners?
Of which we have
Of which
0.
approximately 0 Australian listeners.
I've tried Marmite like twice in my life, like with like a decade in between.
Ah.
And every time I come back to it, I say every time, maybe I'll try again in a few years. And I come back to it and I go, I'm going to try it, and this time I'm going to like it.
No, you don't.
This
I don't.
time.
I don't like the smell of it.
Will you the taste though? Is that
I
better?
can't ever recall eating it.
Have you had Marmite crisps?
I like Twiglets. They meant to taste like Marmite, aren't they?
Yeah, they're Marmite.
Yeah, and I like Twiglets, so
I'm pretty sure I've had a Marmite Walker's crisp
yeah. I
at
think
some point.
I like that.
Yeah.
That just tastes savoury.
I don't think I've ever actually had Marmite on toast or like Marmite in something.
Kind of want to do it now.
Should we do it?
I just want
Have
to.
you got Marmite in the house?
Do we have Marmite in the house?
I don't have any Marmite.
I don't have any Marmite.
Then
and
no.
I'm a guest. So yes, I bought
Did you
Marmite.
bring your pocket full of
I didn't
Marmite
bring
that you usually have?
I smell like Marmite at all
Let me
times.
smear it on a
why we
playing
call you
card. and
sloppy
give it-
pockets.
I smeared it on a bagel.
Tofu.
Tofu is
I eat it.
Tofu's inoffensive.
highly
That's the thing.
inoffensive. Yeah.
It's just like, it's fine. Yeah, I'll have it.
It just takes the flavour of it. We've totally gone off track here because we're
What-
just.
We're just naming foods
What's the
now.
point of
We
this
like
podcast
it.
again? I can't even remember.
This is a nightmare.
I blame you, Nick, for not having enough case studies to kind of back up your hate.
To be fair, we have interrupted quite a lot. He might have loads. We've just been interrupting.
I really don't.
I can get on board with forced trying of things, though,
Yeah.
as a hate. I wouldn't want anyone to jam it down my throat, for example.
No.
Unless it was jam.
Unless it was jam.
Oh man, give me
but,
some jam.
but even then, I mean,
If I came at you with a fist covered in jam.
can I give you some jam, love? Can I give you a fistful of jam, love?
Fistful of Jam is my first band.
Well, you know I love jam.
I know you
Jam's
love
I do love jam.
You eat jam. By
We
a spoonful of jam.
Jam's good.
we had I do actually. We had a roly-poly pudding,
Oh, jam
thing,
roly-poly.
which came with a slightly runnier kind of jam.
That sounds
wasn't,
better,
Wasn't
if
quite
anything.
sauce, wasn't quite syrup, but wasn't quite jam. It was somewhere in between.
Slizzard.
It was oozing.
Give us a slit up, son. And you came down into the kitchen as I was serving it up for me and Lucy, and I think you made a joke like, "Oh, there's John eating jam straight out of a tin." I was like, "Actually," and I was just kind of like, all the off run.
He actually added extra jam to it.
Oh, it was
Jam
amazing.
with jam.
It was so good. I love jam.
Jam with jam.
Liz makes jam.
Really?
There you go.
From scratch?
She made pots of it once before I knew her, which was upsetting.
Maybe she'll do it again.
Yeah, I think she wants to do it again though. So we'll make jam for your bread. You make the
Oh,
bread.
I'll
You
make the bread.
Liz will make the jam,
And I'll also be there.
I'll turn up at the end when you're done, and I'll go, "Oh, delicious."
That'd be nice. I want to make some bread. I haven't done it for a few weeks.
Do it.
Oh, I've never done it.
I've never done it.
I like it. It's good. It's relaxing.
Who's doing it in the next hate?
Let's move
I feel
on.
like I've got to move this on.
You're the new.
The new John.
John's gone rogue. I don't know what's
He's
happened.
off a reservation. I've got a hate,
Oh, all right.
and Nick's not going to like it.
Oh no.
Oh, this is interesting.
Uh,
Cool.
Oh.
Cool. Okay. Just remember the idea that you're antagonising me.
Am I going to have to adjudicate?
Just
here?
remember.
okay.
Just remember.
Is that your love?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it when you antagonise.
No. Just hold this thought.
Okay.
Carry on.
I hate tea addiction.
Oh.
Right.
Oh yeah. Okay.
By which I mean, in context.
Did you think he was going to say something else?
I had no idea.
Oh,
what you were
okay,
saying. I had
fine.
no preconception.
But by which I mean, I'm a coffee drinker,
yeah.
and there's a real culture of like you're going to the workplace, and you know everyone's tired in the morning. It was a real kind of Mondays.
Am I right?
Yeah. But you come in, and everyone's like, "Oh, I'm a real monster until I get my coffee in me." And everyone talks about how they can't function without coffee.
Yeah.
It's like life is nothing until you've had a coffee, and I'm like, cool, you know, I've got my little home brew here. I'm just enjoying the flavour. And yet the same people who will go like, oh, coffee, I bet you can't function without coffee. I'm like, yeah, I guess so. And then they've had like 13 cups of tea before 11 a.m. And they're just jittering.
They're just wired.
It's like, oh, John, what have you got there? Your coffee. Oh, you're a proper addict. Oh, I'm like twitching like crazy. Yeah.
Blood still piping hot.
So I don't hate tea, and I don't hate those who drink
well,
tea.
I know because you drink tea.
I drink the...
You don't drink
I drink the
classic
herbal stuff.
breakfast
tea.
A tisane, as they might call it.
Do they?
Apparently.
Who calls it that?
Apparently that's the official name.
For an
like
herbal tea?
A fruit tea.
Infusion.
A tisane.
Okay. I accept that.
You have
Okay,
a
John.
problem.
Okay, let's go with that.
Okay, let's keep this civil. Okay. I accept that anyone who accuses someone else of having an addiction but having one themselves is a bit of a dick.
It's like telling
accept
someone
that.
they have a heroin addiction when they're shooting up
Yeah.
themselves. Don't do heroin, by the way.
Kids.
It's probably bad for you.
Stay in school.
We've all had fun here, but today, kids, don't take
Today,
heroin.
this is our message. We're going from being forced to eat food to condiments, and now we're going from tea addiction to heroin.
Being forced to have heroin.
I merely think that if tea and coffee are two different drugs,
Oh yeah, definitely.
I feel like coffee's getting a lot of a negative press,
don't
whereas
know,
tea is
though.
the real problem.
Is tea that much of a stimulant?
I will agree with you that tea doesn't get any negative press,
Yes.
and coffee gets some. But I would have thought that coffee has a more, what's the word? A sort of higher people respect it more than tea. Like tea's just a basic like, oh, it's just a drink. No one cares about tea. Coffee, there's something special about coffee. The coffee shops exist, right?
True,
You have all of these lattes, espressos, macchiato, all this bullshit, and then there's just tea.
And what's going on in the background is that this is the problem. It's a drug which is it's made its way into the home. You still have to go to dealers to get coffee. Everyone else is like 22 cups a day. It's like,
What would happen if you drank
You're really
that
angry
much
about this.
tea? Does tea give you that much of a shot in the arm?
I find it does.
yeah.
All right.
Like I will start my day, and I will have to have a cup of tea.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll be a monster. Am I
All
right?
right. I think it's a fact where people go like, oh, I'm parched, I have a cup of tea, and then there's me just kicking over my monitor at work going, drink some water! Think of the tannins!
He's not had his coffee
I just, it's like,
John,
yeah.
I don't think you've had enough coffee. I think you need a coffee right now.
Put down
What
that
you
tea
really
and say
seem
that
to
to my
hate,
face.
John, is tea hypocrisy.
Oh,
Rather than tea
there it
addiction.
is.
Hypocrisy.
Yeah,
Hypocrisy,
Yeah.
if you will.
I've got his first album.
Yeah.
It was awful.
T-Pain.
Until you had a cup.
Yeah.
I really, and I think a part of it stems from I like tea,
I like tea.
but I don't see the
But I
massive
couldn't eat a
appeal.
whole one.
And also, I don't find it in any way refreshing.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I enjoy a tea at work,
I find tea more refreshing than coffee. There you go, I've said it.
but I
True,
don't.
but is it more refreshing than a nice cool glass of water? Good for your kidneys? They'll thank you.
True. It's a fallacy, apparently, that a tea is as much of a diuretic as people think, i.e. that if you have a cup of tea, you'll just piss all of that out.
But don't
That's
you get
not
that?
true.
But after you have a cup of tea, isn't it like, oh,
Need some sugar in that, my friend.
that's
Need
clacky.
some,
No,
need
no.
some sugar in
No.
that tea and
Have
then
a
you're
cake.
right.
I don't
have a
have sugar
cake
in
and a glass
anything.
of water.
Have a jam roly-poly and a glass of water. Have a spoonful of jam.
I just like,
I've had jam in tea before.
how is it?
Awful. And I also had, one time I ran out of sugar at uni and I wanted a cup of tea, so I put golden syrup in it. That was also really bad. Don't do that.
Lemon in tea is
Yeah,
very nice.
that's
I'm
nice.
saying, don't get me wrong. I like tea.
I'm not sure you do.
I like tea. I
I
just
think,
don't.
I think you're starting a war.
But I,
That's how I'm going to
I would put it to you.
John's trying to stoke the Facebook comments. Is
Yeah,
what's
he
going on
is.
there.
I would put it to the obsessive tea drinker
I love
that
tea.
they don't like tea either. What you actually want is a milky, sugary brown liquid at 5-minute intervals
Yeah,
throughout the day. You're right, yeah.
yeah, but what else can provide me with that?
you
There's
can
a
put
perfect recipe for milky, sugary brown liquid out there, John, and it's tea.
When
Put
will we
milk
ever-
in a
when will we ever find
Coca-Cola.
it? Yes.
I don't want something cold and fizzy.
No, oh heavens, no.
I think the
I'm not an animal.
the epitome is you could go for like a really long, refreshing walk. You could climb a hill and come back.
Sort
And
out
go,
my tea addiction.
and you go like, oh, we had a nice exercise there. Oh, I'm parched. Oh, I'm gasping. What I really want is a hot, clangy cup of tannins.
So, are you saying that you never have a coffee because you're thirsty?
No.
No, I would never drink a tea or coffee because I was thirsty.
See, I wouldn't say that's the main function of tea. I don't drink tea when I'm thirsty. I drink tea when I fancy a tea.
Which
Specifically.
is
It's
It's
coming
like
up
now.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew, I'm parched. No, I will sometimes drink a tea when I'm thirsty because I will be thirsty and I fancy a tea. But if I'm genuinely, truly thirsty, yes, absolutely, glass of water all the way.
Nice
You see, if
water.
I was thirsty and I wanted a coffee or a tea, I would make myself a coffee or a tea and have a glass of water.
And I have done that myself
Okay.
as well a few
Okay.
times. Yeah.
So
I don't drink anywhere near as much water as you do, but then I don't think any human on the planet drinks as much water as you do.
How does it feel to know that of the 18 pints of tea you drink a day, none of it is contributing to your hydration?
But it is though. That's the thing. That's the fallacy. See, you're
Oh, no.
you're part of the myth.
Oh no!
You're part of the uninformed.
Oh, I see. The
Let me
ignorant.
open your eyes.
Oh no!
By your own, if you have to have a glass of water as well,
I don't know what I'm saying. I don't always have to though.
Ah.
Most of the time, I have the number of teas I have in a day. I have them because I want that many teas in a day.
that
Quite
where-
separate of how thirsty I
is
am.
that where conkers come from? Do they just take the kidneys of like a tea drinker?
No, I
and
just
they
piss
go-
them out. When you hear me go for piss, it just sounds like I'm emptying a load of marbles into a sink.
Just kidney stones flying out.
The sound of polished glass on porcelain. Yeah,
I
so-
only drink tea and coffee at work, incidentally. I never
Oh.
drink it at home. Isn't that interesting?
That's
Discuss.
fascinating.
Do you have
I'm
it?
disgusted.
Disgusted.
Do you have it sugared?
No.
Wrong.
No, because I'm a grown up.
Don't you bring adults into this.
I think I'm winning over the impartial judge here.
Do you have equal amounts of coffee and tea in your day? would you
Usually
say
more
you-
tea than coffee.
Ah!
Coffee's normally a treat.
Oh,
Yeah, I actually treat coffee like a treat as well. If I go out to a coffee shop or whatever, I will not order a tea, despite the fact that they will have that on the menu.
Well,
I always have a latte or something like that.
I think actually kind of like having to pay £2.30 for a cup of tea
For a cup of tea,
is
because
outrageous.
it's a tea bag and some boiling
Damn
water.
outrage that. I had a latte this morning from Greg's.
Ooh.
Part of the breakfast meal
Greg's
deal.
latte's really good.
Was
Right.
it the pastry special? It comes with they've got like
Yeah.
a bag of shakings.
Comes-
and kind of like,
Leavings.
Comes with a sack of puff pastry.
They just dip a bacon and egg wrap in it.
is that something that Greg's offers, like the end of day scrapings? You can come in.
They probably do.
I'll have a bag of scrapings.
Hello, yeah, it's always a Yorkshireman in there. Hello, is that Greg's?
Well, no, couldn't
I'm
you...
here for your scrapings.
Wasn't there genuinely a thing in Yorkshire Chippies, though, where you could get, like, all the bits of batter?
Yeah, there's a name for it. I
Yeah.
can't remember what it is.
Oh my god, I want to remember that.
It's like they just run a sieve through the deep fat
Oh,
fryer
really?
and bring
They
out
just
all
get a
the...
squeegee across the top of the grill.
Just does not sound good for you, does it?
Can I have the newspaper lining from the bottom of the tray, please?
Can I have yesterday's Daily Express?
I want to suck it on the way home.
You got any vinegar?
Use diluted vinegar, please.
Well, I think that's a nice bit of racism done.
Yeah, well.
Aye, happen, lad. Give us a hate, Chris.
Go on then. Well,
Oh,
against my plans,
better judgment.
against my better judgment and what I was planning, I am now a man of a certain age,
Okay.
and that age is 32. Woo! Yeah.
All right, Grandad.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Therefore, I expect a certain standard of accommodation when I am not staying in my house.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at that,
Oh.
This is something I probably used to love, but now hate.
Right, yeah.
Hostels.
yeah. Oh,
Oh.
hostels can fuck right off.
When I was 20, they were fine.
Yeah.
I didn't mind sleeping in my own filth when I was 20.
Surrounded by other people's films.
Surrounded by other people's filth and them chatting all fucking night about nothing. I didn't mind that so much then.
No.
Because I was probably one of them. Now, fuck me, honestly. Don't make me go to one again.
Did you go to one recently? Is that what's...
Well, the last hostel we went to was your stag, but that was a bit different because it was just us.
that was just
there.
us.
barn,
in there.
yeah. We went to a hostel for trainers
in
stag.
Brighton.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Aside
Honestly.
from a weirdo who threatened to beat me up
Yeah.
twice in the line for cornflakes.
Were they threatening to beat you up over cornflakes?
I've no idea.
Oh, wow.
The party never ended for him. He
Yeah.
never went home.
Wow.
From the 90s.
Yeah.
The party started in 1993 and never ended. But
Uh,
it's just, those 2 nights were horrendous.
Yeah, they're pretty rough.
We had to switch rooms after the first night as well. The first night, I was sort of sitting on my own in the top corner in a bed, and these people just came in at 3 o'clock in the morning and was chatting all night, and it was just like, oh, come on.
That is the height. It's hard to imagine anything ruder, I feel.
Yeah. And then the second night, it was just filthy in there. It was disgusting.
I will take your point.
Oh,
That,
Fine.
that a hostel is not the highest of luxurious accommodation.
Correct.
But you do know what you're signing up for.
Yeah, but that's
And
what I
it's
mean.
cheap as fuck. That's
But
why.
maybe I've changed. Well, I have. Maybe I've changed. In that used to be okay.
Yeah.
Because we stayed in hostels when we did our tour and things like that.
Yeah, we stayed in some
We'll come back
dives,
to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I know it's
Stick
going.
a pin in that.
But now, I look at booking.com, for example, or whatever it may be, and I'm going, fucking stay in there.
No.
Look at that place.
Look at it. It's just, and maybe I'm a snob now, but that's okay. Maybe we all reach a certain age where we think, I can't stay there. Honestly.
I remember I stayed in a hostel once, back when I was doing Comic Cons on my own, and I had literally zero money, and I had to stay somewhere local, and I remember really umming and ahhing about setting an alarm, because I was in a room with about 20 other people all in bunk beds, and I was on a lower bed, someone was above me that I didn't know, all strangers, and I think strangers to each other as well. And so I was like, well, I've got to get up at a certain time, and if I don't set an alarm, so I'm going to have to do it. I just turned it super low down. The alarm went off, I woke up, everyone in the room wakes up.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And they're all just looking at me,
Yeah.
but just lying with their heads on their pillows. It was like something out of Doctor Who. They were all just staring at me, and I was just looking around the room, making eye contact with about 20 different strangers as I got dressed.
Yeah.
They were just all just there, just staring.
Well, it's funny you should say something like that, because you know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying.
know what's coming, yeah.
We were staying at a hostel in Dublin.
Double.
when we were on our Great British tour a few years ago.
Where indeed had one of the saddest meals of my life in that hostel.
That was the saddest bit. That was probably the saddest bit of the journey and probably the saddest 3 days I've had.
Oh God.
Not just as a sidebar before you continue.
Yeah,
your
yeah,
anecdote.
go on.
Because Dublin was so horrendously expensive, and we'd been on the road for like 14 days and
Right.
just like drinking every night, and we were like, oh God, we're running out of money.
But I didn't know it'd be that expensive.
No,
When we
how
got
could
there,
you?
it was just
Yeah.
like, oh no.
And of course, we're not as fantastically wealthy as we are
Well,
now.
exactly
of course,
that,
yeah.
yes.
More champagne.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe less.
Sorry, I'm full of caviar actually. I'll.
But we were determined to eat in the hostel, so we went to like the grotty little kind of newsagents around the corner, and we got a sack of what we thought. Oh no, oven roast like potatoes, just roasted in
Okay,
the oven,
yeah.
and like some sausages,
Right.
like some frozen sausages. And we were like, oh, we'll just.
So there was a kitchenette in this place.
But yes, there was.
Right.
There was no oven.
Oh.
There was, however, a
Oh yeah.
There was, however, a microwave.
Okay.
So we stuffed these frozen roasties and sausages into a microwave in like a little pile. The saddest meal I've ever had.
It was awful.
And we kind of just microwaved
Nuked it.
and the sausages lost all cohesion. So they became little sacks of meat,
Oh
like with
my
no shape
God.
or
It
anything.
was horrendous.
It was so
Kind of
bad.
like a condom with a meatball in it.
It was so
A
bad.
little bit like that. And then we watched Pulp Fiction with a load of German people.
And we snuck alcohol in because, like, goddamn, we need alcohol.
Oh yeah, it was just
God.
like, I don't care. I don't care if we get chucked out. We need these beers.
We drink, and we just took over the kind of little lounge area. And we're like, do you want to watch Pulp Fiction? Yeah, great. Okay,
We're watching
right.
it.
We didn't even wait for an answer. We're putting Pulp Fiction on.
But you were saying,
Anyway, in our dorm at this same hostel in Dublin,
God.
we were getting ready to go out, and there was a guy, sort of, I suppose, a couple of beds over from us, who was on the top bunk, and I'll do an impression for the purposes of this for Nick. He's sitting there, just like propped up in bed with his eyes open, just like this,
Okay, so kind of like
Sort of
like, looked like he
wide-eyed.
was spaced out.
wide-eyed, spaced out, and I was just like, "What's he looking at? What's he looking at? Why is he looking at us like this?" And I was ready to kick off.
Yeah, because
at this point,
he
I was in
getting,
such
he
a
was getting
foul
really
mood.
angry. Like, yeah.
I was like, I kept going to you, like quietly. What's he doing? What's he doing? What's he doing that for? What's he doing? And then we went out of the room, and I was like, what the fuck was that? We jumped in. He was asleep.
What? He was asleep with his eyes
He was
open?
asleep with his eyes open, wide open.
Fuck,
And it
that's
was just
weird.
freaky as anything. It's one of the freakiest things I've ever seen
Yeah.
still.
I don't even
Can you
know
still
how-
picture it when you close your eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can vivid now, I can picture
Because
it.
he had this kind of like slump, like he was kind of like slumped against a wall. Like
Like
he
his
had.
chin down on his chest.
Yeah,
sort
it
of,
was. And it was just like, I thought he was just staring at us. And I was like, what's he doing? What's he doing?
What's he fucking
It
want?
was a bit, and I was just in such a bad mood that I was ready to just have a go at him.
Yeah, you were gonna.
And
Yeah.
he'd have been like, what?
I was just about to kick off, and then I was like, what's he doing? He went, he's asleep. And I was like, was he?
So do some people just sleep with their eyes open? Is that
It
just
is
a
a
thing?
it is a thing apparently.
Do they blink though? Because their eyes are
He
dry
didn't.
out otherwise, wouldn't it?
He didn't blink.
No.
As far as I recall.
Every now
Wakes
and
up in the
then-
morning with like red,
Yeah.
stinking eyes.
Every now and then his tongue just kind of sneaks out and licks his eyeballs clean.
Oh god.
But it's just that just summed up that's probably the worst hosteling experience I've had. But I've had a bad few, to be honest.
When Titch and I got to Canada, we lived in a hostel in the centre of Toronto for about a month, 3 weeks maybe, until we found a place to move into. And that was horrendous because it was
Yeah.
so hot. It was so hot, yeah, by September in Toronto. And of course, you get to meet some nice people. There's other long-term hostelers. And there's a little bar in the hostel, and we got to know each other, but there was no privacy at all. And again, that thing about people coming in the middle of the night,
Yeah.
just kind of talking. So we had to change bunk room every few days because you could only book them in like little kind of bouts.
Oh right.
So you never got settled. You're just living
No.
out of a bag. And so we're in this room, and I've finally gone to bed, and it's noisy. There's a roar of the city. It's so hot, and I'm on the bottom bunk, and I'm like, finally, I'm in my own little zone of peace. I can do this. And then I must have been asleep for like an hour because then the lights are on, like, like harsh lights in the entire room, and these people just come in and just start talking, like unashamed.
That is
That's
shocking.
And they are
really,
there
isn't
for
it?
ages, to the point where they're sitting on the edge of the bunk opposite me, like
Yeah.
parallel.
Jesus.
And yeah, I did the eye thing. Like, I opened my eyes and I'm just staring at them. What are you doing? You seem like reasonable people. You can dress yourselves and have conversations. Why
Why
are
can you not
you
think
doing
about
this?
any other person in the room?
There was also one guy who was living in the hostel who everyone kind of avoided because I'm not smell shaming, but he stank. Like he just
I
had.
think you can smell shame.
He just had
I
an
think that's
aura.
Okay.
And
You need to wash.
And also,
people.
he just
Listeners.
generally was a bit obnoxious,
Right.
and he would talk at length about conspiracy theories about how
sure,
like
man,
the,
one of those guys.
the government was trying to kill him, like the government were trying to poison him.
Him specifically.
Yeah, because at one point he'd found like a half-drunk can of like lemonade on the side. Don't know how long it had been there. Who knows? Whatever. And he picked it up and drank it.
Of course he did.
And then he felt ill.
So the government,
That was the
Yeah, the
government's
government,
fault.
yeah.
They planted that
knowing that
half-drunk
he'd be the one to drink
can
it.
of lemonade there.
And just like, oh
What a
god, like
bellend.
when because we were playing musical rooms. If you go into a new room and think, oh peace, and then he comes in because he's in there for
He's
the next few
musical
days as
room,
well.
Okay.
And just like, oh god, the noise, the smell.
The conspiracy theory.
It was horrible.
I will never stay in a hostel again. Is my vow now.
But there are certain times when it is out of your control, like if there's a stag do or some kind of social function.
I think
Even then, I'd try to avoid it.
I would
I
definitely
think.
try to avoid
I think I'd try and avoid it, certainly, but money isn't always allowing.
No.
And I think there have been times, and I can see there being times again, where I would stay in a hostel and I wouldn't expect anything. I wouldn't expect a good night's sleep. I wouldn't expect comfort. I wouldn't expect those things. I would go into it. That's not to say I like it and approve of them, but sometimes they're necessary.
No, I mean,
Problem is, go on. Sorry.
I was just gonna say you would expect it, but
You'd hope you didn't get it.
yeah, but it's like I wouldn't be happy about it.
Oh no, certainly not.
Yeah.
Certainly not. No, I agree completely.
My problem is that I'm in a bad mood most of the time.
True. You're always
Without a good night's sleep. Woohoo! Oh no!
Yeah.
Look out!
It's like when we went on holiday to Albufeira, and
Oh yes, you got the brunt of my anger that day.
yeah, because you were out until like 4 a.m. or whatever.
I think that's being quite kind, but
Yeah,
yeah,
let's say
4 in the morning.
You somehow got back into the apartment through a locked door and a barbed wire fence, which was quite impressive.
Thank you.
And then we had a bus booked for like 10 the following morning to take us to a water park.
You tell the story, then I'm going to defend myself.
Trying to get you out of bed because we said, Rev, we got to go. You're like, why? You know, because the minibus is booked for 10. You're like, why didn't you book it for 11? I could have had an extra hour in bed.
That is what I
You
said.
have a point there.
That is what I said. However, the point I was trying to make eloquently was that there was a bus at 9 and a bus at 11. And then we booked a taxi for 10. And I was like, why didn't we do the bus? At 11, it was cheaper and we could have had another hour in bed.
We were going to have a lovely day at the water park.
Yeah.
Did you have a lovely day at the water park?
No.
Yeah, you had
Throw up into flume?
No, you had a lovely lie down in a men's cubicle.
For a
Face down
for a couple
with
of
a
hours.
shower on your back.
For a good couple of hours.
It's one of the lowest things I've ever seen you do. Like, I mean,
Yeah, that was a great day.
bless you. Like, come the afternoon, you were having the time of your life.
Once I'd got in the water, which was surprisingly refreshing, I was fine. So there you go. Here ends the lesson.
Oh, God bless.
Do you remember when, John, we stayed in a Formule 1?
I was wondering if a Formula 1 would come up. Yeah.
So it was a really cheap, but a hotel, but a very cheap chain.
Maybe
of
for
hotels.
tax reasons.
Yeah.
It was a hotel.
And I remember distinctly, like, this was again for a Comic Con, and it was the four of us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The Big Punch stuff. And I remember distinctly the toilet cubicles, because the rooms didn't have ensuite toilets. There was just toilet cubicles down some corridors, kind of at random.
Yeah.
And you'd open the door, and the whole cubicle was cast out of a single piece of plastic.
Oh,
So
Every
that-
surface.
So everything was...
I can picture what you...
There were no
Yeah,
seams,
gotcha.
right? So it was kind of like walking into an upturned bathtub, just a big one, that had a door on the front of it, which when you were then inside and shut the door behind you, you realised that also sealed perfectly shut. And when you were done, you did your business, you flushed the toilet, washed your hands in the tiny weird sink that was just a moulding bit of the wall. You'd then close the door behind you, and it would lock and then just flood with water, and you could hear it say, like this, like a sort of tidal wave inside.
Everything was
The
wet.
whole thing was wet.
And
Constantly.
so the whole cubicle
mad, isn't
was
it?
off limits for 15 minutes while it flooded itself to clean it, and then it dried, but it didn't dry it very well.
Sure.
Because 15 minutes later, that door was unlocked, you open it, and everything was just dripping wet in there. And there was just like a bit of toilet paper stuck about 5 foot up the wall, which had obviously, when the whole room had flooded, had just carried some of the detritus from the toilet halfway up the fucking
That just
wall.
sounds mad.
I don't know
doesn't
what
it
it says about the average clientele of a Formula One, where they're like, we need to hose down the toilet.
after every time. then.
Yeah, we need. Not only do we need to hose it down, but it needs to be automated because.
And let's not forget the bigger brother to the toilet cubicles, which was the shower unit.
Oh yeah.
Which was like when you go to a swimming pool that's got like slides or kind of like fun outdoory pipes and stuff,
Yes.
where it's all kind of molded shapes and plastic.
Yeah.
And I remember the shower unit had a hand dryer, but 6 foot up on the wall for your face.
And only way to dry your face, kid.
And also a used disposable razor just on the top. That's the communal razor.
I think
You
Ali
need it.
found a pair of pants in one of the ones she was in. Oh god.
And the thing is, like,
Just the worst.
it was owned by the same company. It's owned by Ibis.
Yeah.
The same company that does Big Ibis, Fancy Ibis, Ibis Budget.
Ibis Budget's actually all right.
Ibis Budget, we
It's
stayed in
pretty
Ibis
good.
Budget a lot.
We've stayed in them a lot.
Yeah, it's all right.
I had a good time in the one in Birmingham on a stag, the one you couldn't make.
Yes,
you were
we've done Ibis Budget quite a lot. But there was an Ibis Budget next to the Formula One that we stayed in before, but hadn't been able to get in this time. And so there wasn't a reception. There wasn't a desk in the Formula One. You had to go to the Ibis Budget, and when we arrived, we were like, "Oh, this is weird. We have to check in here." And we go into the Ibis Budget, and there's lights on, and like there's music playing, and there's like that condiment kind of snack thing. And there's a friendly guy behind the desk, and I'm like, "Oh, it's really nice in here." And they go, "Hello, Mr. Locke." You go, "Oh, hello. Yes, I'd like to check in, please." "Excellent, sir. There you go. There's your key, and off you go." And I'm like, I don't want to leave. Please leave, sir.
You do not have a room in here.
Breakfast will be served here in the morning. Now go to your room, sir. Don't make me go there. I don't want to. You have to cross this darkened car park to this horrible, it's like a blinking light in the lobby.
There's like a bit of brick falling out of the wall.
I just remember I was going to my room and either I was hallucinating or it actually happened. But a gypsy matriarch walks down the road, like full like head like babushka, kind of like headband and big earrings and like.
I remember as
flowers.
well that your room was directly below Ali and I's in the floor plan. So you're on the floor below, but exactly where our room was. And there was a fist-sized hole in the floor of our room. And I couldn't quite see into yours, but I reckon if I'd shouted down it, you would have heard me quite clearly.
But also in that car park, in the car park out the back, it's like the following morning, we were getting ready to like load up the car and stuff and go, well, that was interesting. We all had a kind of slightly harrowed look around our face. And there was a thud, and a guy came flying over a fence next to us.
Clearly on the run from like the police or something.
Landed on the floor, kind of like brushed off, and just legged it, just disappeared into the distance.
Just like a man on the run.
Oh, God.
Oh, it was a great
God
day.
bless.
Good old hostels.
Should we get some hate mail?
Let's get the hate mail on.
Do you want to do the hate mail, or shall I do the
I'll
hate
do
mail?
the first one, shall I? And then
marvellous,
you do the second.
If you can read
take
it.
it in turns. I've got one from Andrew Galvin.
Galvin, friend of the show.
The Galvinator, who says, I have a love and a hate in one.
Oh, okay, that's controversial.
That is not the format of the show, but I will allow it on this occasion.
Andrew, you shit.
I love that I got Arctic Monkeys tickets this morning. But I hate
All right.
what a ball ache.
But I hate the Arctic Monkeys.
But I hate the Arctic Monkeys.
Why did I do this?
But I hate what a ball ache getting accessible tickets is. You can't get them through the website. It has to be on the dedicated phone line. I sat there for an hour having Ollie Murs and Justin Bieber played slightly too loudly at me. There must be a better way!
Hang on. He got free Ollie Murs and Justin Bieber. Why is he
bit of Ollie
complaining?
Murs.
Don't
Ollie
see.
Murs and Bieber have got some bangers.
They have.
I don't know what they are exactly, but I actually don't mind Ollie Murs.
I don't mind Ollie Murs.
Because you've modelled your life on him.
Well, to a certain extent.
You look a bit like him.
Thank you.
When he
That's very
does his hair,
Yes, that's
there's
true.
been moments in your life where you have actually just looked exactly like
I look
Ollie
like
Murs.
Gary Barlow and Ollie Murs' baby at one point.
Yes, I can see that.
There you go.
Gary Murs.
Gary Murs.
I'll have to take Andrew's word on this.
That's-
but
yes,
I think that's pretty shit.
I can imagine that would be a
accessible
ball
tickets have
ache.
to be only gotten that way. That seems rubbish.
Yeah, sorry, Andrew. Please don't take our humour for us belittling that situation. But yeah, surely, like, it's the 21st century.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Sort it out, Arctic.
Come on, monkeys.
Plural.
Productions.
Can any of us name one of
What,
the
the
members
label?
of the
Oh,
Arctic
right.
Monkeys?
Alex Turner.
Hey,
There
go
you
on,
go.
Turner. Sort it
Come
out.
on, Turner.
Duncan Frost. made that one up.
Jason Orange is still knocking around, isn't he?
Did he
Somewhere.
take that?
He was in Take
He's Take
That.
That, yeah.
Oh, he might be
He
in a
might
new
be
band
Arctic
now.
Monkeys as well. All right, give us another hate.
I
now.
have another hate from Liz Thatcher.
Oh, that's a pretty
This
name.
is a very pretty name. Yeah, watch it. That's a pretty name. She says, I hate when you get invited by somebody you don't really know to do something you don't want to do. You feel bad saying no thank you, but they say, oh shame, or something else that makes you feel really bad.
Well, you say, shame.
And someone's ringing a bell and things like that. Even though you know you won't really be missed, you were just going to make up the numbers.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I ended up on this podcast.
Oh!
This is my worry. It's like much like Nick's, hate, which felt like a kind of, oh God, what have I done?
What was my hate again? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Vinegar. It was vinegar. Come on, Nick.
Vinegar, that's right.
I now feel like, I'm like, oh God, what have I done to Liz? Like, have I ever forced Liz to come?
No, I don't-
You're not a stranger to Liz, though.
Oh, stranger.
That's what she's saying, isn't it?
Like
Someone she doesn't really know.
like a sort of acquaintance. I think you've gone slightly above acquaintance now, John.
Oh, sorry.
Considering
like
the six of us have
Known
a
acquaintance.
Facebook thread called Best Friends, I think we're best
Because I'm
friends.
thinking we did sit in a pub the other night and play 1987 Trivial Pursuit. and I'm like,
Successfully as well.
well,
Well, not for us.
well,
for
The
us,
boys
but-
won. Oh, what?
No.
We're not
We
maintaining that
won
line.
on shit or bust rules.
Yeah,
We
after the
certainly did,
girls
yeah.
won and we decided
We
many,
decided
many
to play
times-
shit or bust rules.
on the second or
Yeah.
third attempt.
John.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, we won on shit or bus
We
rules.
won on shit or bust rules.
Well, love is that after we played Trivial Pursuit in this mostly empty bar, I found like this 1930s tile matching game.
Yeah.
And as I'm setting it down on the table, Ali goes, I'm bored already. And then in 2 seconds, we were,
It was the most
oh my God, it's the
competitive
greatest
ever.
game I've ever
It
played.
went from
yeah.
0 to 100 in 2 seconds.
That escalated very
Seriously,
quickly.
if you've had a couple of pints and have a set of pairs, it's the
Do
most
it.
fun. It is the most, and a few people, obviously.
Oh, you need people. Otherwise,
If you're on your own,
that sounds very lonely. If you're on your own.
you'll probably win if you're on your own.
Liz, I can actually get behind.
Yes, no, I
agree
agree
completely.
with
I
that.
feel like work is it's the
Yeah.
workplace that is the big.
Yeah, it's like, oh, why don't you come along to this? I don't
I get
have a
it. It's
reason
when you're
not to
invited, it's
go.
like you don't really want me there. I don't really want to go. Let's just stop all the bollocks and I can go somewhere else.
Or it'd be like, come to this thing. It's like, oh, I don't really want to. It's like, oh no, go on, come. Oh, okay, and then that'll be 30 quid. Just right then and there, like off the bat.
This is kind of like my hate with trying food. It's like, oh, come along to this thing. No, I'm fine. Why is no not a good enough answer? Oh no, go on. Why?
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 Why'd you have to make it a thing?
I've had a well-meaning family member.
Oh.
It's not quite the same, but it's like
Shit, is it me?
I've had a well-meaning family member go, I think you need like something useful in your life. Like you don't have a Hoover, or you've got like
Oh,
like an
I
iron.
thought you meant
board.
like a purpose.
Yeah, like a. Well,
You're lacking direction.
in this
In a
instance,
career, John, and some trousers.
but I know it's coming from a good place. But you're like, I think you need a ladder. I think you need a ladder, and I'm like,
No, yeah.
yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, I think we're all right actually.
What
It's like, well, I'm a homeowner now.
So apparently you need a ladder.
Yeah, so like, I think you need a ladder. It's like, oh, okay, I think I'm okay actually. We'll get one later. It's like, oh no, I don't mind getting you a ladder. It's like, oh, that's very kind of you. Oh no, I wasn't going to pay for it.
What?
So what? So oh no, I'll buy you a ladder. You can pay me back. So I don't want a ladder.
Oh yeah, at that point the fist has got to come
That is,
down.
yeah, I wouldn't
Fuck
tolerate
off.
that.
That's coming from a very nice I think.
I don't know if it is.
Yeah.
Like that's just someone telling you to buy a ladder. That's just bullshit.
That sounds like somebody got a load of cheap ladders to me and is selling them to you at retail price.
A load of soiled ladders.
I just found it.
one former user.
I just found it on a building site. It was fine.
Yeah.
Except for a few Tods.
Got
it's fine.
woodworm.
The flip side to Liz's example is that I've just got a new job, and on the first day they were like, "Hey John, we're all going for a steak dinner
lovely.
in a few weeks. Do you want to come?" I was like, "Yeah, I do. Actually, that'd be lovely. Yeah,
See,
thank
when it's
you."
food.
Yeah, well on board.
It's when it's something you want to do. Like
And then-
a steak dinner, I can't imagine a scenario where I wouldn't want to do that.
And then I sit down and they're like, "Hey John,
You're paying.
try the steak." I don't
No,
want
I
it.
don't.
And everyone at the table was like, "Why?
Why?
Why?"
Shame.
Coming towards you with a steak on a fork.
One of us.
Do you got another hate?
I have from Casey Wingate,
Casey, friend of the show.
who
Casey.
says, "I hate people who stare."
Oh, here we
well,
go.
we
Oh,
touched
we've
on
all,
this.
We've all been there, I think.
Casey says, "I was asleep in a hospital once."
These two guys wouldn't stop staring.
This guy's alarm went off and he just got naked in front of him.
His friend had to hold him back. He looked livid.
Can be walking past someone or sitting in a shop. You just feel their eyes on you, judging you. Always makes me feel like something is on me or wrong with my face.
I do feel like, I agree with you, Casey, but I do feel like there's a dangerous slippery slope here because the amount of times I've been punched by chavs or people just trying to start a fight because I glanced, and I must reinforce this fact that I was not staring at them. My eyes move because I'm navigating a 3-dimensional world. I happen to look at them for a second and I get, what are you looking at, mate?
Yeah.
That has been the single greatest cause for how many times I've been punched is what are you looking at?
But do you honestly think if you'd made prolonged eye contact, it would have been better?
Well, no.
No.
But I think what I'm saying is that people taking offence at people staring, maybe they're not. Maybe they're just doing what I did, and the eyes just happen to catch and lock for a second.
I'm bad for. I'm bad for, like, if I'm in a crowding situation, I'll be lost in my own thoughts, and I'll just be going like, and eventually, like, I'll just be thinking about something funny, and I'll smile, I go, and I'll pan as I'm smiling. I'll pan, and as my head comes to a stop, I'm just making perfect eye contact with someone and smiling. And that's creepy as hell. I don't feel good about it.
Yeah, you deserve a punch then, I think.
Yeah.
I agree. I know, because when you walk around the street and you do look around naturally, when you meet someone else's gaze, you both just go, oh no, that was really awkward.
Your bumhole clenches.
And it's not.
I was feeling very self-conscious. Again, as I mentioned at the start of the podcast, I was feeling very self-conscious on my bike today, mostly because I passed a group of like 12-year-olds, and I swear to God...
They had the same bike.
I swear, no, they were walking, but I swear to God, one of the kids went, all right, helmet boy, as I drove past.
That's a good insult.
The thing is, they do that as you're going past because they know you won't turn around. You should have turned around and twatted him.
If
John.
I turned around, I would have been very grateful for my helmet because I would have gone flying.
What was that bumping up? Son of a bitch.
Actually, come to think of it, it wasn't a good ride home because I passed 2 ladies walking a dog and their dog came running towards me.
Oh no!
And I braked.
Went through the spokes.
I braked, but I couldn't stop myself going.
How old are you again?
Apparently 72 or 8. I don't know. And then finally, I was coming to like a narrow gate, and another guy, a burly man on a bike without a helmet, was coming the other way. And I stopped to let him through, and he just shook his head at me, like I'd let him down.
The audacity of you letting him go past.
Probably just the audacity of wearing a helmet.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Jesus.
I mean, my hair's thick enough. I probably don't need it.
Probably don't.
I doubt it.
Any more hate?
One more, yes.
Oh, actually 2. I've got one on paper.
You got old school.
That was mailed in.
Someone's posted to us. I hate awkward leaving work at awkward times. Awkward twice. That threw me. 5:30 p.m. sounds... Did I say this is from?
No.
I will in a minute.
Okay.
5:30 p.m. sounds fine on paper, but getting home at 7:30 is an absolute arse.
Oh, that's a hell of a commute.
And that's from Alexander Slack Heritage.
That's horrible.
Yeah, that's rubbish. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't like it when I don't get warning. Thing is, I can make alternative arrangements if I am needed later or earlier or whatever it may be, or to work through lunch. That's fine, as long as someone tells me in advance. If it's suddenly, oh yeah, you're needed until this time today, I've got plans.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I will often play that.
Sorry about that.
I've already got plans. Sorry, mate. Like they can't do that.
Nobody should be allowed to do that. I don't mind doing it if I'm asked to a few days or a day before even.
Absolutely.
But not with no notice. I appreciate that.
I've often played that I've got plans card.
When I started at the school, back when I was a technician, it was like the first proper salary job I had. When I started, they tried to get me on a timetable where every day of the week I'd finish at a different time. And I do not know why. Almost like to the point where it was different by like 15 minutes.
That is weird.
Sometimes it was so... And I genuinely have no idea. Because we looked at it and we said, well, hang on a minute. What if you average it all out, it's 5 o'clock every day. Like, no, because it was a school and it was like 3:30 or 4 or something. I was like, why don't I just finish at that time?
And they're like, oh, you're a genius.
What a revolutionary idea.
What a radical notion.
What's the paper hate you got then?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Nick.
Thanks, John.
Breaking news.
News.
Lucy.
That was very tight.
We should make that into a
segment.
jingle. But today in hate. Oh God, no. Let's not do that.
More work.
Anyway, the hate is Lucy writes in and says,
is this Lucy downstairs?
It might be Lucy downstairs. It could be another Lucy.
Could be. It's not though because
it is Lucy downstairs.
And it's her handwriting and she's here right now.
She says, Lucy hates software updates that assume a lot of stuff about what you want.
Yes.
They mess with your settings, turn stuff on and off, and move all the buttons around for no good reason.
Bill Gates built an empire on that.
Bill Gates can
Updates you don't want.
go eat a lemon.
It's like when U2 released an album that nobody wanted.
Yeah, and everyone who had iTunes got that album.
Yeah.
Hot bullshit.
Every time I get a new phone, which is every
200
3,
years.
4 years, because I'm very slow at
Oh.
upgrading my technology,
Still don't have WhatsApp.
I downloaded it yesterday.
Oh my word! This is unbelievable.
I've joined a group chat in my
you?
new workplace.
Oh, only because work asked him to.
Yeah,
We've been asking you for years. Months, at least months.
Weeks?
Maybe years.
Were you asking me via WhatsApp? Because I have downloaded it.
Yeah, I WhatsApped you at least 3 times.
Or Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, the poor man's... The poor man's
But then I've
WhatsApp.
got to open a different app and I've got to move my thumb a centimetre to the left. It's
Yeah,
a
it's
pain
really
in the
hard.
ass.
Outrage.
What was I talking about? Oh, yeah.
Your phone.
Every time I get a new phone, I spend about a day simply turning stuff off to try and make it...
All day.
Yeah, because I don't like all this newfangled appery.
How old are you again?
Apparently 72 or 8. I don't know. Yeah, no, I know it's very annoying. Or it'll force you to do an update and it'll delete all your background images.
Yes, that's
Oh,
not good.
it's just the worst, yeah.
I agree.
Yes, I agree.
It's too easy. Too easy, Lucy. We're all
Well
on.
easy. Low-hanging fruit. No, not really.
So Nick, what's your love?
Oh.
So, you remember I said, put a pin in that emotion, starting a fight. Do you remember? You said, hey, Nick, my hate might annoy Nick. Well, my love is...
Someone hasn't had his vinegar.
Someone's not had their cider vinegar.
My cup of hot vinegar with 2 sugars in it. My love is cucumbers.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, my reasoning for this is partly because I do genuinely like a cucumber, but also because I felt, when I was thinking about it, there's just not enough controversy in this show. We don't disagree enough, right?
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to pick something I know John hates, and that way we can have a fight. But you beat me to it because you brought up tea, so...
So you're going down the BBC balanced debate model where it's
Absolutely.
like, and now in here to discuss the danger of foxes, we have a biologist who studied them for 30 years and a concerned mother. And it's like,
I am the concerned mother.
I actually heard that debate on the radio once because they'd been like, someone had been bitten by a fox. So they got like an expert in. It was like, the danger of foxes in an urban environment. Here's Dave Molesworthy, who's been studying foxes for years. Dave, what are the statistics? Actually, I think you'll find it's a lot safer than you might imagine. I mean, like, you're far more likely to die from your pet dog attacking you. And Janice, what do you think? Oh, it's nonsense. I think we should cull them all. You know?
And I say taxes are too high.
Are you with me? Taxes!
Well, actually, Janice, there's no statistical evidence. Balls give statistical evidence. You know, I've got a shotgun and a will.
My daughter's ex-wife's husband's postman got bitten by, I think, what might have been a dog in a fox costume. So
I was bitten by a man in a fox costume. I was not.
I was bitten on Halloween by a man in a fox costume.
destroy all costume shops and foxes.
Oh, God. I'm ambivalent towards cucumbers.
Really?
In that I like them fine. I have them in a wrap. Maybe a chicken
wrap.
Caesar salad wrap or something.
Disguised by things with flavour.
Yeah, well, yeah. It is what it is.
I like the flavour of a cucumber.
I don't know if it's retch
Genuinely.
I don't know if it's retch worthy.
Well, this does tie in quite nicely because we were talking about if I genuinely foods you don't like.
That's true.
I'll eat a cucumber.
Do you really like... Because I've basically brought this up more to just ask you about what your problem
Right,
with them are.
It's like an
Do you
intervention.
like... do you hate them because of their flavour, or do you hate them because of your perceived they don't have a flavour?
It's just a waste of time. it's like melon. Or
melon's nice.
Oh, here we go. This is it. This is the controversy.
I feel
horrible.
like this about peas.
like a pea.
Oh, we had a talk about... No, we have talked about peas.
We have talked about this.
But that was
Yeah.
because
That's
someone
because I
brought it
talk
up
about
in hate
soup. I like ham and
yeah,
pea
oh,
soup.
it's lovely.
But I don't like peas.
Oh, it's very
I like pea.
piquant. Yeah.
Pointless, futile.
I just feel like the effort you put in to eating a cucumber or a melon.
What, no effort?
Just slice it up, put it on a cheese
Cucumber,
sandwich.
there's
No effort
no
is
effort, no extra
no
effort
effort
goes
is
into
too
eating
much
a
effort.
cucumber.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes a hell of a lot of effort.
You're turning
man.
me off on
'Cause
this
you
one, John.
You've got to cut the weird knobbly ends off, and then you've got to spend years repressing the memory of the shit you've just put in your mouth. It's horrible.
You've got to cut knobbly ends off peppers.
Yeah.
Cucumber.
It's a delight for the senses. It's
A nice-
colourful, charmed a nation. What more do you want?
Cucumber batten with a nice bit of sour cream or something.
Oh,
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, but you just eat the sour cream with your fist, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
Well,
That's my
then-
prerogative, yeah.
But then
Cucumber in a bin.
no extra effort goes
You buy
into
it and
into
throw
it
it away.
on your part. You'd have to do a similar action for the sour cream.
I cannot understand why, as a
Or
civilization
breadstick.
or a society, we've cultivated and cultured and nurtured
Because they
a
taste
cucumber.
good.
They don't taste good.
They do.
They don't taste of anything.
Salt,
They
yeah,
taste.
grow-
They taste of as much as a raw carrot tastes.
No.
Yeah.
No,
No,
a raw
that's
carrot.
not true.
No, that's
Yeah,
not
it
true.
is.
A raw carrot tastes a lot better.
Carrot tastes of
That's a matter
something.
of opinion.
People
though.
make carrot
Like,
cake.
It's
They don't make
always a
cucumber
matter
cake.
of fact. I'm sorry.
People make carrot cake. They don't
Yeah.
make cucumber cake.
Yeah,
That's
that'd be
probably-
a
that would just be-
sad cake.
That'd be water cake.
People use cucumbers on their eyes.
If you pull,
They do.
if
You can't put
yeah.
carrots on your
If
eyes.
I could travel through time,
can.
traveling through time, and
You
someone
know,
says,
stupid.
"John, you can either eat this cucumber cake
Yeah.
or that meal you ate in a Dublin hostel." Here's a
The sad
I-
I'd
sausage
probably
fries.
still go for the cucumber cake.
no,
No, because I don't know what a cucumber cake is.
John,
Hey,
John,
John.
we ate half frozen potatoes and blobs of meat.
it's a bloody cucumber cake.
No, but John, you should try new things. Why aren't you trying the cucumber cake?
Yeah, try
What's
new
your problem?
things,
You
John.
should try
This
things.
is all working wonderfully.
Why
this, isn't
aren't
it?
you
I guarantee that if
It's
you,
like we actually got together before and planned this.
I guarantee
we totally didn't.
if you tried to serve a cucumber cake, you would turn around, proud as punch, with it on a plate. But because it has no structural integrity or decency, and it's made of just these slobbery, wet dollars of plant flesh, it would just flop off the edge of the plate. And I guarantee that when it hit the floor, it would make a sound like a fart. It'd be awful.
I do like.
No one would be happy.
I like the term wet dollars. Like,
So
when you cut a load of cucumber slices so they're all discs, it's just a plate of wet dollars. I like that a lot.
I'm rich, but not in flavour.
I love the flavour.
I just think, like, again, I was saying,
I'm
if
not
you
sure
want,
we're going to agree on
if
this.
you want a
No, that's what I
sugary
wanted.
cup, if you wanted a sugary cup of tea, I'm like, have a glass of water and eat a cake. It's like, if you want a cucumber, just have a drink, because that's all you're getting.
This is the fight I dreamed of.
That's
It's
all
so
you're
much
getting
better
out
than
of
I
it. You're a troll, Nicholas
I am.
Angel. Look what's happened.
I am. This is a show called Hate, so it's welcomed here.
I think I'm going to go with cucumber as well.
I love it more. Do you want to know what my love is?
Yeah, please do.
Go on,
Dry
then.
biscuit.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
It's food as
Yeah.
well.
Is that actually where
Yeah,
you're
it
going?
is.
Okay.
I love a
What
dry-
sort of dried biscuit?
Oh, now I love I love dry brown plain things.
Like-
You
Digestives.
shit all over my cucumber and then you have the audacity to say that you like a dry biscuit.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's
If we
a
combine the two, that might leaving it out.
Oh no! Oh, ruin
Dry dollars and wet dollars. That's where we are with this. Just like discs. Just different kinds of discs.
If you crunch into a dry digestive biscuit with no chocolate, just a disc of brown, if you bite into
I'd
that,
probably choke to death.
it is a rich textural environment. It's
If you
crunchy.
consider a ceiling tile to be a rich textured environment, then yes, I suppose so.
If you gave me a dry Rivita right now,
Oh.
I'd be very happy. I would crunch.
But
that
you
right
can
down.
have cucumber on Rivita.
Yeah.
You could. It would be a mistake. But you
No,
could.
but they have it on the picture. They have
On the
Rivita with
picture they have
cucumber
it,
on it
John.
and
So it must be the
Philadelphia.
right thing
Yes,
to do.
and that's the key difference. They put Philadelphia on it.
Well, then both of your foods are shit, and we should all eat Philadelphia.
Philadelphia's amazing. Let's go get some now.
Let's just spoon it out with a knife.
I love a handful of dry cereal.
I like handful of dry
I
cereal.
love
can agree with you there.
I love dry shredded wheat.
Do you just? Oh, this is why you like water so much because you eat so many dry things.
Because I'm so thirsty.
need to moisturise.
I'm so thirsty all
so
the time.
Because I'm eating just like card.
The drier, the browner the cereal, the better.
Okay.
I'll eat
Do
sugar.
you have milk on your cereal?
I do, but I don't eat cereal anymore.
Oh, right.
I
It
used
beggars
to.
belief how you two co-created a game about sandwiches, by the way, having listened to the last two laughs.
Yeah, it is funny, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can agree on sandwiches. Though.
Oh, vinegar and cucumber between two
Rivals.
between two digestive biscuits.
I like.
I'll try it.
I'm quite a
we try it?
tactile eater. I like things which have got a texture in my
I
mouth.
like my bread buttered or not,
Or
and
not.
I like my tea mild.
With sugar.
It's why the thing is, if you gave me a jammy biscuit,
Jammy
I'd
Dodger,
be like, or a smiley face, which is.
Oh yes,
Smilers.
But again, you need that third thing. You need the layer of wine
Cream.
to bring it all together.
Philadelphia.
Maybe it's Philadelphia.
Philadelphia
Maybe she's
on
born
it.
with it.
That's
I
the
don't
answer
know.
to all of our problems.
But if you gave me a jammy biscuit, like a jammy Dodger, I'd be like, it's very nice. However,
If I scrape the jam.
it is an example where the parts are greater than the whole. Because if you gave me a pot of jam, I'd eat that right down. But if you also gave me a dry disc of biscuit, I'd be very happy. It's all about texture, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Can't be too buttery.
I don't agree with you, but I accept your weirdness.
I don't need your acceptance. I just need your biscuits. That's all I want.
Just give me your biscuits.
Keep the cucumbers.
I'll put a cucumber on a biscuit.
I'm starving.
Yeah, but having just eaten.
I had a homemade pizza before I came out, and now I'm hungry again.
Ooh, that could be a love in itself. A homemade
Yeah,
pizza.
that's not it.
With a scone base or.
Well, actually, we're doing them with like flatbreads.
Ooh, that's
So-
good.
Because it's too much bread on pizzas. Anyway, that's another story.
I had a truly exceptional flatbread pizza in Montreal.
Did you?
It was like a little brewery place. Like they did for food and brewed their own
Was
beer
it
in
plain?
house.
No toppings.
Hello there. Yes, I'd like a pizza base, please. Yes, of course, sir. What would you like on it? Oh, nothing.
I brought a packet. I brought
Bit of
half a
Philadelphia on the side.
I
Yeah,
took
maybe some
half a
salsa
pack
and stuff.
of stale pita bread to work with me yesterday, and on my breaks, I went into the kitchen and I toasted them, and I just chewed on a pita bread at my desk, and I was so happy.
Did you have a water for dipping? I'm changing tack slightly.
Okay.
This is. Very
I'm going.
orthodox.
Well, this is sort of because I was deprived of one earlier in the week. Pub quizzes.
Oh
Yes.
I bloody love pub quizzes. There is no finer euphoria than knowing you have contributed a correct answer to a pub quiz team
that's true.
that no one else on your team has got. It's a fantastic feeling.
It is.
And it gives me a warm glow for the rest of the evening.
I agree.
Until the hangover kicks in.
I was going to say that could also be the alcohol.
Yeah. But no, I love pub quizzing. I think we've got a fairly solid quiz team now.
We don't do badly.
Fairly well-rounded quiz team.
There was a time back when we were regularly quizzing. We were in the top 3 among the regulars. We were often in the top 3 quite frequently in the top 2.
Yes.
We went looking for one the other night, didn't we?
And it wasn't on.
And it wasn't on when we got there, which was an
Shocking.
outrage, which is why we
Shocking.
ended up playing Trivial Pursuit
In
1987.
a mostly empty pub as well.
Well, one of the best things that's ever happened to me was during a pub quiz, and it was with you and your parents.
Oh my god, yes.
And I got 30 out of 30 flags in the picture round.
Whoa.
Didn't I?
World
Smashed
flags.
it.
And it's the thing where, you've got a bit of paper, so you've got the whole time to work on it
Yeah,
while the
yeah.
other questions are being asked. And they're coming round to collect it. And we just left it to Rayman.
I think I just grabbed the sheet, basically. Give me
This is
that.
my moment.
And then he goes through it, and then the lady comes around and says, "Okay, I'm collecting your flags." And he hangs it and goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa!" And at the last minute, you took it back and you swapped Slovenia and Slovakia, and got 30 out of 30.
You fucking.
And we won the quiz.
And we won the quiz.
Boom!
And that was an
Hero.
exceptionally
I've still
hard
got that
quiz.
quiz
That's the
sheet
only,
somewhere.
only time we
I
ever
took
won.
the quiz sheet home with me, and I've still got it somewhere. And it was probably about 10 years ago. This.
Probably you haven't forgotten.
The problem with that pub quiz, you go in and think, "Oh, it'd be a nice pub quiz," and it's like, "Okay, round 2, food and drink.
Yeah.
What region of France does this wine come from?" It's like, oh no.
What side of the hill did they grow the grapes on?
What cheese was pioneered in 1812?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I think the one we go to at the railway is a nice mix of everything.
Yes, it is. Yeah, because the one we used to go to at Apres was an absolute
Fucking
shambles,
hell.
an entertaining shambles.
A very.
It was so shit. It was funny.
The quizmaster didn't understand the basics of running a quiz.
And we also
Shall
went
we
to,
say?
I won't name a pub, but we went to another one because they're very nice about it. But it was like we were the youngest people in the pub by about 30
Oh,
years,
yes.
and they knew it. And they were making the quizmaster kept coming over and giving us answers because he was like,
I think he felt
"You,
sorry for
you
us.
clearly can't do it." And the
But
music,
we didn't finish last. Did
no,
Because
we
he
weren't.
gave
We
you
weren't
loads of
high,
answers.
but we didn't finish last.
no, we never finish last.
No, we're not thick.
Not truly last.
No,
But the one at Apres was always very funny.
it was good.
It's like, if you've answered true and you've got it says correct, that is wrong. It is actually false. Things like that genuinely happened once.
And like, wouldn't he give like A, B, C, and D?
And then there was an E
Options,
that
and then-
didn't fit on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck's sake. And then that was the answer.
Yeah.
You always knew what it was because it's the one that he put on the end.
He left off.
Shambles. Anyway,
do we have some
there you
gloves?
go. Yes.
Yeah, we've got a couple,
I'm going to
haven't
grab
we?
my
Yeah.
mobile device. One moment. Here we are. Sorry, I should have been prepared for this.
We got one from
Rayman.
Gibbo, haven't we?
Gibbo's back.
Gibbo.
Philip Gibbs.
in the house.
My Love is Do Androids Deem of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick.
Dick.
Dick. That's funny. I haven't finished it yet, but so far it has been incredibly enjoyable.
that's a
It
recommendation.
contains so many interesting concepts to explore, and I would definitely recommend it to any sci-fi fans who for some reason haven't got round to reading it yet. Breathe.
I like Gibbo. He's a cultured chap, actually.
He is.
Yeah.
Like him, he should come to our live show when we do one.
Which was definitely going to happen.
Yes,
It will happen.
it will happen.
Yeah, stop
You're
staring
in-
at me.
You're in charge, John. You've got to make these things happen.
Yeah, but you're our community manager.
And I'm also here.
You did the artwork.
That's true, I did.
fine,
I'm
yeah.
a designer.
Go on.
No, it's fine.
I've nothing to add to that because I've never read the book.
Isn't that what Blade Runner is based on?
Yes.
But it's very loosely based on.
I've not read that particular book, but I have read a collection of short stories by Philip K. Dick. And they're very good.
Dick.
Yeah, very
This
good.
is very funny.
Dick, though.
Liz Thatcher, this is a very pretty name,
Cheers,
says,
Gizmo.
That's a really pretty
isn't it
name.
a pretty name? Watch out,
lovely
I know
name.
where you live, in that we are in your house. Says, love seeing somebody do something when they think nobody is watching, like falling over, singing with headphones in, hitching trousers up, talking to themselves, etc. I think she's talking partly about me.
I'm glad, because otherwise this may be hinging on voyeurism.
Yeah.
Is she the one staring at Casey?
Possibly.
Oh my god,
This all links together, this
layers
show.
within
Or has
layers.
she noticed you turning and looking and grinning at her in the middle of a public place?
And then falling down.
Yeah, off your bike. Oh my god, it's all coming
It's
together.
all coming
The
together.
question is, does Liz go to help after she sees someone fall down? Or is she too busy laughing?
I think she's probably too busy laughing.
Yeah.
I would be.
Having the right chortle.
I would be. Thing is, I do those things when I know people are watching.
What, you fall over?
No, yeah.
Or
It's
just-
like,
just to make
this
a
will be
point.
funny.
For them.
If I break my leg, this will be a right laugh. Yeah, no, I agree with that. It's funny
That is
watching
hilarious.
watching someone do something inadvertently funny.
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree.
It's nice seeing like human emotion on people. It's like we saw a clip of the Queen the other day. It's like the Queen's at some kind of public function,
And she looks so bored.
like really just like, "Oh, I've been doing this for so long.
Yeah, you would though.
And then a guy comes out with some cows, like maybe it's an agricultural
Oh,
event
sure.
or something, and you just see her, like, it's silent, but you see a man and go, look, Philip, cows!
Her whole face brightens up and she like sits up in the chair.
She's got like a little smile on her face.
Brilliant.
I love cows.
That's all it takes to cheer her up.
Cows.
What have we got? I've got one more love over here,
And I have a second love here on paper.
written down. This is from Casey Wingate.
Casey,
from earlier, who says, loving movies based on the, you might have to help me here, Yakuza
Yakuza?
Yeah, no, that's right.
at the moment.
Yakuza.
Just can't get enough of gang fights and betrayals.
Well, I'm glad you
Movies
asked.
based on the Yakuza, he's saying.
Based
generally
on the Yakuza.
The
yeah.
Yakuza, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
The Japanese mafia, essentially.
I understand.
Is anyone worried about Casey?
Yes.
Do you think that's her subtle way of saying the Japanese
I
mafia
think
are watching me?
I think it's,
It's a conspiracy theorist.
I think it may be his subtle way of saying.
Is it? Sorry, I beg your pardon.
Yes.
I thought Casey was a girl.
No, there's Kaylee Wingate, who
Yeah.
also comments sometimes, and that's
Oh,
Casey's
there you
wife.
go. I thought Casey. Sorry, Casey.
Sorry, Casey, we'll cut this. You won't be hearing this.
Yeah.
Or our half-baked apology. What I was saying is that I feel Casey doesn't like people staring at him and loves the
And,
mafia.
and loves- I think
Next
that's a
time we
clue.
see Casey, he's going to be dressed in like a popped collar white suit, like dressed so sharp, and I'm going to look at him for a split second and I'll be dead.
I don't want to glorify crime, but
Fuck those guys.
they're very well dressed. I mean, like, for what little I know of the Yakuza, they're pretty good.
The little I know about the Yakuza comes from the video game series Yakuza.
What's it about?
How ironic.
It's about a little plumber who. No, it's the hero is often in incredible suits, beating the crap out of people in Tokyo streets. It's awesome.
He's my hero.
My kind of hero. We can all get behind a guy like that.
I have one
more.
last love, and it's from Lucy, and I'm not sure how I feel about it because I
Oh, no.
never want
Paradise.
to promote other podcasts.
Oh no! Oh no!
Especially those which are better than ours.
That's not possible.
That's all of them.
But Lucy's love is the Adventure Zone. I don't get to play D&D very often, so instead I live vicariously through the McElroy family. It makes me giggle like an idiot at work all the
Oh,
time.
lovely.
And
Those McElboys are very, very funny. And I haven't listened to any Adventure Zone except for their first episode, which is part of their previous podcast. But they are hilarious.
they are some of the funniest people I think
on this
alive
earth.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're trying to.
What are they playing? The game as they're podding.
Yeah, so this is a secondary podcast because they started out doing My Brother and Me, which is just a sort of advice show one. And yeah, they're playing D&D. One of the brothers is dungeon master,
Gotcha.
and then they've all got fictional characters and going on adventures.
It's very funny.
Ah.
Everything they do is very funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful.
And that's your homework, listeners. If you're not already
If you're not listening to this, listen to the other podcast.
go check out one of the excellent products from the McElroys.
Your homework is listen to this episode again for
Yeah.
that extra view listen that we need, and then go listen.
You'll
to
pick up clues in this. If you listen second time that you didn't pick up
It's
on
a
your first
cyclical
listen.
episode.
What's really funny is there's a big typo in Lucy's love here
Very
because
funny.
what she meant to say is what makes her giggle at work is listening to this podcast.
A show called Hate.
Yeah.
I thought that's.
Yeah,
I thought
that's
that's,
true.
what, I thought that's what you
she's
meant.
got-
yeah.
It's got some weird. She threw a Z in there. Like I don't really understand any of this, but
Did you know if you play this podcast backwards, you get a really good recipe for ham and pea soup?
I did not know that.
There you go, and you might want to crush capitalism as well.
That's my activation.
Yeah, that's my.
I feel like vinegar between 2 slabs of Rivita might be the one. Vinegar and cucumber on Rivita.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this episode.
Yes, thank you.
No, I meant
Oh, you mean us specifically?
no, I meant the
Not if I've enjoyed it.
no. Have you?
Yeah, it's been okay. It's been fine.
It's been alright. Yeah,
Yeah.
subpar. Do you feel that hate or love won out?
Probably hate because you two have been at each other's throats.
Yeah, this has been a
Yeah,
vicious
hour.
episode.
I'm sorry you had to see that.
It's fine. I enjoyed it.
But
I
knew-
enjoy watching other people fight.
I did it more for Chris. Than anyone
Thanks.
I enjoyed the hate, but I don't want to encourage this kind of reckless
else.
behaviour
I do.
from
I
Nick
do.
Angel.
I do. What, you mean the trolling?
Well, it's going to be like I don't know. Next episode it'll be like I hate the color red, and then you're just going to be like I hate you. Like, oh great, here we go. Just fight, sort it out.
I just think we need a bit of controversy. We've done that now. We've had an argumentative episode. We can go back to all agreeing with each other. Oh, fucking boring.
That
Another
is
few
boring.
episodes.
This has
It's
been the best
boring.
episode we've done ever.
That's big words.
Potentially.
Potentially.
I know you're not allowed to declare your own work a masterpiece, but I feel
This
we
is a good one.
I feel we came pretty close.
This is a good one.
Oh, I haven't been recording. Oh,
no!
Grand. Okay.
Wonderful.
The arsonist had oddly shaped feet.
I never doubted it for a second. Wonderful.
What did you say? The arsonist had.
Oddly shaped feet.
The arsonist had oddly shaped feet.
Well, good.
They're coming through the door! They're coming through the door! Protect the children!
Okay, is everyone
I'm ready.
good?
I'm psyched.
Grand.